let's have a look at the new bot. So the new bot has gone through a few changes. There's been some back and forth in playtest, but not enough changes in that close 2 week sort of gap we've had. I always say that it needs quite a few changes, these things, a bit of a back and forth. So they did have him doing something. He was very weak. They improved him. They changed it. They made him a bit weaker. I think just made some changes last minute again as well. So been quite a few changes back and forth. And so, Wing Saber. So currently, this is what we're looking at. So at ability 11 at the minute. So let's just have a look at ability 11. We'll go back to the 4-star in a minute. So go into stealth mode for 6 seconds, dropping 8 3-4 bombs while flying to the target, each dealing 847 damage and applying glass gas to those hit, causing them to take 40% extra damage like standard glass gas. Also drop a payload to the final target, dealing 5,500 damage and removing any shields. Now, the criticism for this was that when he flew to the target, he was removing shields in an area. So the playtesters didn't like that. A lot of them thought that removing that shield gen area cluster made the game very easy. At the minute, they felt like it was a bit of a puzzle to be solved, which I kind of get. But I also think that, I've said in the past, that I think that that cluster's a bit exaggerated. The fact that it's kind of like that is the be-all and end-all of dealing with the base and everything else is irrelevant. And so I think we need to move away from that personally. And we need to start bringing up the next phase of HQ 18, maybe even HQ 19 eventually. And we need to get away from that shield gen cluster that everyone sort of deals on. So, didn't like the fact that it removes shields in an area. And so now it just removes the shield from one target. But then I thought, yeah, but if you remove the shield gen, the shield on it, shielding everything else in the area, then isn't that the same as removing shield in an area? And then I thought, yeah, but the problem being is, how else could you maybe use this? I thought, well, you could probably use some bots with a shield on defense. Maybe the likes of Beachcomber. Maybe it could be a good counter for him. But I think the problem there is that on the battlefield, sometimes when you're battling with 4 or 5 bots and a combiner, maybe even Sharticons, you don't want to hit the wrong thing. And so I thought an area of removing shields was quite beneficial. I thought it'd be quite good. But the playtesters felt that an area would be a bit too much. Me personally, I quite like the idea. For other reasons other than the shield gen. I thought it was a bit one-sided, if I'm honest with you. But that's what they felt. And the 8s would agree with that. And don't forget, no matter what the playtesters say, the 8s have got the choice to say yes or no to that. And they've gone, okay, we agree with that. So they've gone to the one target again. It was also removing the target, removing the shield gen in one shot. And the playtesters also said that they don't feel like that's beneficial, having to remove the shield gen, because other bots do that at a higher cost, which I kind of get. But then if we're going to make current bots not as powerful as older bots and go, well, that bot from 3 years ago does that, this one shouldn't do it for cheaper, you'll never reach the heights of that bot because you're judging it against that bot. You need to look at old content and how can we make this a bit better. If it's giving it more range, if it's giving it more damage, there needs to be something that makes it more beneficial. So if this removed the shield gen for 3 ability points plus 4, I wouldn't be too bothered, if I'm honest with you. We talked about making the game easier earlier to then go make it harder. And I said about the focus too much on the shield gen. And we've not got away from that. We're still stuck on that shield gen cluster being the be-all and end-all, which I'm not really pleased about. I think it's not healthy for the game just sticking on something and staying there. But anyway, now let's have a look at the 4-star version. So going stealth mode, dropping 8 bombs, dealing 20.8 damage in an area. So they've said that they wanted to make it so that not everything was loaded into ability 11, when the ability 11 was removing shields. But I feel like that's what the main thing for the bot is. They're going into stealth mode, they're dropping the bombs in a target, is not the bit that's beneficial. The bit that attracts me is removing the shield. And so I feel like between ability 1 and 10, the bot's not really worthwhile. And so I've got to ask, is it just sort of geared towards top players? But then I suppose if it's in an endurance event for 90k points, then yeah, maybe it is. That's why. So I'm a bit on the fence really, whether the ability 11 should be removing shields. But then the apes said that the way they see this bot working is being comboed with other bots. And at a cost of 3+4, that's expensive to combo. And so you've got a playoff here that if you want it to be combo with other bots, it needs to be cheap. And we've seen releases like Goldbug in the past and trying to hit that with Warpath, but then people have said that it gets too expensive because it does no damage on its own. It's more support, and support aspects need to be cheap. And ability, 3 ability points for the first use is really cheap. I'm fine with that. But once you get to +4, it's kind of a 1, maybe 2 use bots. So what are we going to use this bot for once or twice in a battle? Removing the shield gen? Yeah, probably. Does it remove the shield gen though on its own? Do you have to combo it? The damage in a line, is it going to be enough to combo with another bot? Let's take a look. So first of all, we're just going to see what range he's got, what he can do. Can he take the shield gen out on his own? Does it remove shields from other objects? Let's just see. So I'm going to put a few tanks down just to protect him. So you see there's the shield gen. So I'm going to do hit on the shield gen. You see there, it just hits for about half the health. And you see there's glass gas in an area right up to the target. So it has removed the shield, but not the shield from the target at the side. So you can see there that targeting the shield gen with this bot, it's not really that beneficial. So now we're going to go, right, okay, so they want to combo it with some bots. Let's see who we can combo with and get some good results out of. So the first one I thought of was obviously Warpath. I mean, it's an obvious one. So we're going to put Wing Saber down. We're going to put Warpath down. And again, we'll try and hit that shield gen because that's all we care about. We put him down. He hits it. Then we do Warpath. There we go. Some decent damage. Warpath again. And decent damage on a line. But the problem with this is that Warpath pretty much takes most things out with 2 or 3 shots anyway. So, okay, it's 3 ability points. But why would you take 2 bots in the shuttle for something that Warpath can generally do on his own? I mean, generally, you would just use Warpath in a line. 1 hit. 2 hits. And you see there, pretty much takes everything out. I mean, take a bit off that really there, but a bit of boost something. But you can see a point I'm making that comboing with Warpath is not really that beneficial, really. We've tried that with Goldbug, and people were like, no, it gets a bit expensive using Goldbug and Warpath, and doesn't really do much. So we got to think, who else can we combo it with in a line? So then I thought, thinking about outside the box, I thought maybe Jetfire can do that. Because Jetfire ability 11 drops fire on the way to target. And I thought, maybe because he drops glass gas and a bit of damage, coupling that with Jetfire might actually be pretty decent. So let's try and take out the shock tower with these 2 bots. He goes on a line. Then Jetfire does got glass gas. We've got that fire on top of that. You can see there the fire going along. Yeah, we've taken out the shield, shock tower, and done some alright damage. But you can see that on the way, it's not done much. And we're also talking about fire damage. So with fire cores being really prevalent right now in the meta, is it really that beneficial? So it's taken us 7 ability points to take out 1 shock tower. And if we use it again, that's 13 ability points. And there we go. So for 20 ability points and take out 2 shock towers, I mean, that's not disastrous. It's not amazing. It's okay. But generally, Jetfire is kind of out of the meta a bit. And so the end target, when we combo in the end target, that's not too bad. But again, we've kind of got bots that can pretty much do that. You've got Roadbuster with not quite the same range, but can do that for 6 plus 3, so 6 and then 9. So 15 ability points. So why take 2 bots to do something that Roadbuster can generally do on his own? So I'm not too sure that's a great idea. So let's try Seaspray. A good bot, could normally 2-shot most defenses. Let's try him with Wing Saber. Okay, let's try Wing Saber and Seaspray in a line. So I'm going to try the Shock Tower, because it's the highest HP building on the map. Wait till Seaspray gets in range. Then we're going to hit Wing Saber and then hit Seaspray. So glass gas in an area. It takes that area out pretty much. And then it's close. So close to taking out a Shock Tower. But not quite. And that's going to self-heal again. But you get the idea. So, I mean, but why use Wing Saber when you can just use Seaspray? And then just use Seaspray to finish off again. So I don't see the point in using Wing Saber doing the damage and doing the glass gas when you can just use Seaspray once or twice to their effect. So we've not really found much to really combo with him in a minute. But there's one bot and I thought, well, surely this is like gonna be crazy. And that's mixing Wing Saber with Leo Prime. Leo Prime can already take out pretty much half the map. Now, I haven't put any anti-fire cores on, because I imagine you'll take these out before you even start. Yes, I could put a lot of anti-fires in there. We can make it realistic, unrealistic. Let's just test it without it. Let's just imagine we're taking the fire cores out. Let's see what it's going to do. Pure damage against the base if we were to take them out. We can do what's and ifs. Let's have a go. So what I'm going to do with Wing Saber is I'm going to take up the shield gen. I'll get close to it. And then we're going to go over that glass gas in an area and try and take out the shield gen. And then we're going to use... Let's use him up here. Let's use him up there as well. Just not quite over that glass gas, but in an area. Let's clear that area. But then let's just test Leo Prime on his own in this area. Leo Prime there. Leo Prime there. And Leo Prime is taken out regardless. So you got the big question you got to ask is, the Creators said, oh, we're going to bring this new bot out, and the idea is that we want you to combo it with other bots. Well, who are we going to combo it with at 3+4? You know, the playtest said they don't like the idea of taking the shield gen out, but then if you can't take the shield gen out, what's he really doing? You could probably hit the Shock Tower and then take that out with Leo Prime, but then you could do that with any other bot really anyway. You could use Leo Prime twice in an area. I just don't see how anyone is going to take this bot into battle with another bot when you can use a bot twice and get similar effects. I just don't see the combo ability really working. 847 damage in an area with glass gas is here and there. The glass gas is alright if you can combo it. But 847 damage, I just wouldn't have bothered really for 847 damage. I mean, that's almost an insult, 847 damage. It's almost like Power Glide. We talk about how poor Power Glide is, and then give this new bot 847 damage, similar to a bot that we think is crap. The removing shield aspect, yeah, it removes shield to that target, but not around them. They still keep the shield, so what are we really doing? You know, I'm going for this bot as part of the endurance, but I'm not excited for this bot in any way. I'm looking at it going, yeah, it's not going to make my team any better. It's not going to combo with anyone. And I think that when it could take out the shield gen, it was kind of beneficial a bit. It kind of worked a bit. I didn't mind it. Yeah, it's 3 ability points. Make it 4 plus 3 if you want then. You know, increase the cost a bit. For me, I thought, oh, it's an upgrade on Roadbuster. It takes the shield out. Doesn't do quite enough damage as Roadbuster, but it's a cheaper option for taking the shield gen out. So, if you're using Roadbuster to take out the shock tower, then yeah, he's more beneficial. But if you just want to take the shield gen out, this guy's beneficial. He's got a niche. He's got a use. But the fact that now he can't take the shield gen out kind of reduces that niche. So I'm not really impressed with it. People talk about maybe on defense. No, I would never put an air class bot with 20k health on defense. There's a reason that we don't really see smokescreen at higher levels, or we don't see blades. There's a reason we don't see these, these decent ability bots, but low HP because of being a air class bot, or gonna say on defense, because you want to slow bots down. It's not all about the abilities of doing damage. It's about popping the outpost, yes, having a good ability, but also then slowing the team down and having other defenses in the area, other outpost bots doing damage as well. So I'm not think it's going to be beneficial on defense as well. So not really a great addition. I'm quite disappointed really, because I think that on the last iteration we kind of had it close to being all right, usable in wars, but as it is right now, it's a one-trick pony that doesn't do that one trick very well, sadly.